I've been reflecting on how places seem to have memory. So I've been driving for the last 6 hours or so. This is my first day back in the van, and I'm trying to get to my friend's house tonight in Colorado. There's about 3 more hours of driving, and I've stopped for dinner. And while it's heating, um, I thought I would share some of what I've been thinking about as I've been driving. You know how sometimes when you walk into a building, you feel an immediate sense of something. It could feel like really good, it could feel disturbing, it could feel like a depressive energy, or you just feel icky all of a sudden. When I come into my van, I feel this immediate wave of peace come over me. It's a feeling of no matter what happens, I'm going to be okay. I can handle it. Which isn't to say that I think everything is going to be fine. Actually, I don't. But it's a feeling of I can handle it, of it's going to be okay. Like, I will get through this, no matter how it turns out. Even if it doesn't turn out in a way that I like, I'm still going to be able to be okay with me. Not necessarily with the situation, but with me. And that feeling of, I got this feeling of, I will continue, like, I will be okay in myself, somehow translates into this feeling of peace. It's a different kind of peace than when everything is good. It's a different kind of peace than when everything actually is going well. It's a piece of, I don't know how else to describe it other than repeating what I've been saying. It's just, there were a lot of times living in my van when things were really, really hard at a practical level. When it was storming and hailing and I needed to get out of a particular situation. I once had to back out for more than a mile down a dirt, well, you could loosely call it a road. It was a trail path thing of at the bottom of a lake bed, and it was storming so hard that I was literally afraid that the river bed was going to flood, and so I wanted to move up to higher ground. But it was the dead of the night. It was in the middle of nowhere. There was no services, no lights, no anything. Like, the only light came from my own taillights, and there wasn't space to turn around, so I had to literally back out. And it was really hard. It was sheeting down rain the whole time. I didn't even, I could barely tell if I was sort of on the trail. And I took it slow and kept my cool, and I did it one foot at a time, just backing out. Stopped occasionally to go to the back and look out the window to see if I could see anything. Couldn't really see anything better out that way either. But I did it and got to the point where the little trail forked off and I could go up to higher ground, and made it up and camped out on higher ground that night. The storm eventually passed by towards morning, and it was a good thing that I'd moved. It didn't actually flood, but it was enough water down there that I think that the van might have been stuck. There were times where things went really wrong, and it was like there was no one else to turn to. My dad wasn't there to take over. There wasn't someone else to handle it for me. And I just had to deal with the situation, no matter how much it sucked, no matter how hard it was, no matter how tired I was, no matter how dirty it got, no matter if I was trying to get my van out of another spot in the mud at one point, and it wasn't raining at the time, but it had been raining, and the tires got stuck, and I had to, like, they were just spinning. They weren't actually getting traction on anything. So I had to go out and like put some cardboard under the tires and move back and forth. And like it took over an hour to get out of that one little spot to just get unstuck at a camp area. And like there was no one else there. Like for miles, I was like, it was not an official campground. It was in the middle of frickin' nowhere. It was a legal spot, but it was one of those spots where, like, they said, yeah, sure, if you want to, you can camp here, but we're not going to provide any services. It's primitive camping, as they call it, off-grid. And no one else was around for farther than the eye could see. So it was really just all on me. And at the time, I had a really hard time with it. At the time, I struggled a lot, but I also kind of, like when I'm the kind of person you want around in an emergency. I'm really good in an emergency, but that doesn't mean that I like it. Like I can keep a level head, I can do what needs to be done, but like I won't fall apart in the moment. I'll fall apart later after it's all over, but it still sucks. And there are so many times when I just wish that there was someone else to come in and help at the very least, or to take over, or just to take care of this for me, because I was overwhelmed and it all sucked and it was hard. But having gone through those kinds of things, multiple of them, it taught me a lot about relying upon myself. It taught me a lot about what I was capable of, more than I thought I was. It taught me a lot about how much I can get through, about being able to do hard things, even when it sucks, even when I really don't want to, even when I'm overwhelmed. And my point is that having gone through that over and over and over, I learned to trust myself, that even in those tough situations, even when bad things are happening, even when people are being awful or creepy or whatever, that I know that I'm going to be okay at the end of it. Like I will get through this, and there will be another day, and I will go on, and this is just one chapter in the story. And when I set foot in my van, I feel that trust in myself that I've built up, that I can do hard things. And that trust feels to me like a sense of peace, a sense of relief. It's really interesting. About a year into COVID, so I stopped the van life full time when COVID hit. My mom needed me to take care of her for a while, and about a year into that, we decided that we just needed a day trip. We needed to get away, and I suggested, let's take my van out for just a day ride. And we had both been anxious and upset, and like life was overwhelming and all of that. And we planned out this little day trip, and we get in the van, and my mom told me later on that as soon as I stepped in the van, she could see my whole body shift. And it was just like, we're good. No, I don't need the map. We'll figure it out. It's all right if we take a wrong turn. It'll be fine. And she's like, is this my daughter? I don't know who this person is. Like, how are you this calm? When I'm here, when I'm in my van, this is what it feels like. It's like, yeah, it's all right. Like, take a wrong turn? It's all right. We'll figure it out. So I've just been reflecting on this. I don't know that I have much more of a point than this. And I see that my dinner is ready. At some point, I would also like to do a video showing you how I cook food in the van. And my new fangled little contraption that I got just before van life ended and haven't actually used in the van yet. So that's what's cooking my food right now. But anyway, these are some things that I've been thinking about as I've been driving today, and it's just been so easy to get right back into the old swing of things, into not just the feeling of it's going to be okay, the feeling of relaxation and calm and peace, but also just thinking about things the way that I used to think about them. Like, I need to plan food. I need to think of the survival basics of water, food, lighting, like just okay, lighting isn't a survival basic, but like, but the basic core things of life, like those are top of mind all of a sudden. It's just these habits of how I used to live in the van are flooding right back, and it's like stepping as if no time has passed. And I am, my van is dirty, I'm dirty, my hair is dirty, it feels like van life. Okay, I'm gonna eat my dinner, and we'll talk again later.